Hello everyone. Thank you for being here in this presentation for legal, financial, and ethical issues in monitoring online employees' activity. My name is Khurram. The agenda for today's presentation consists of introduction and purpose, sources of information utilized during the research of this report and presentation, then separately identifying Canadian legal issues, Canadian ethical issues, financial challenges in monitoring online activities, and conclusion. The purpose of this presentation is to provide authentic research information to the management pertaining to Canadian legal, ethical, and financial issues surrounding monitoring online activities for companies' employees. Management concern regarding overutilization of company servers was a biggest trigger for this report and presentation. All the facts and statistics used in the report will be Canadian or relevant to a Canadian business. Ultimately, this report will help management to decide should monitoring of internet for companies' employees can be started, should employees will be banned from using business computer for personal email or internet searches. There are four distinctive, credible, and relevant sources of information utilized in this research. Two sources of information focus on scholarly journal, magazine, books, newspapers, and trade publications. Third and fourth sources are company's human resources director and security sales specialist perspective on this topic. The presentation method consists of outlining each criteria in separate heading, presenting common practices and policies utilized in Canadian business from sources identified above, and the perspective of human resources director and security sales specialist working for the company. Let's talk about the very first finding of this research, Canadian legal issues. Research heavily indicates that the Canadian law regarding monitoring employees' online activities heavily sides with the Canadian employers. Banks, government organizations, and other enterprises monitor online activities of their employees and has been considered as a norm in the industry. Employers have well-established legal rights to monitor web surfing and email activities of their employees. Charters of Rights and Freedom of Canada does not specifically apply to the relationship between private parties, for example, employees and employers. PIPEDA, which is an act in terms of personal information disclosure, suggested that companies shall not collect personal employees' information. And if they intended to do so, they should limit their collection to fulfill the necessary purpose. For example, if the employers are concerned about the productivity indicators and resource utilization indicators, hence, if they think their company resources has been utilized for purpose outside of the business, they have all the right to monitor their online activities of their employees. Let's talk about the most discussed aspect of this research, ethical issues. Research indicates that the organization can create standards to mitigate challenges surrounding the ethical issues. These standards are heavily utilized for some of the big S&P 500, Fortune 500 companies in the world. Employers can use tools like disclosure and disclaimer to provide login notices to the employees as long as they can log into their PCs, tablets, or their computers, and identify very clearly that their online activities will be monitored. Such a standard is very well accepted in the industry. The most challenging part in the ethical issues surrounding monitoring online activities for employees is finding a balance between the personal information and the discretion, personal information and the discretion. What I mean by that, the organization must make sure that only authorized and authenticated resources are allowed to record and read the data. Smart technologies could also play a significant role in mitigating the ethical issues by the way providing a bottom line picture. For instance, rather than monitoring line-by-line activities, a software can consolidate a single employee's search and can estimate how many searches pertaining to outside of the business intranet have been conducted. This gives employer a very good opportunity and a single snapshot in each employee's online activity without disclosing and giving the risk of exposing their personal information. Having said that, employees do utilize some sort of personal information, utilize their business computers in some sort of personal activities, for example, checking their personal emails or checking their bank account, etc. There are financial challenges. There are two financial aspects of the monitoring employees' activities. Number one is the lawsuits. Second, investment in technology. Risk of the lawsuits can be handled by working with ethical and the legal teams side by side. Legal team can provide the legal framework in which the lawsuits and the emerging of lawsuits can be minimized. On the same hand, ethical team can provide a great aid to the legal team should there is an ethical concern emerges. Investment in technology should also be backed by the sound ROI analysis and the business case, which identifies very clearly the purpose of the investment in monitoring online activities. Research also indicates that reliable software and hardware is readily and easily available to accommodate the size and need of the any corporations. In conclusion, research suggests and indicates that the organization have enough legal rights to legitimately monitor the online activity of their employees. Monitoring organization network activity and storage devices is acceptable ethical norm in Canadian industry. Keeping the right balance is what challenges the organization. Organization can utilize the expertise of their legal team, ethical and technological team to effectively monitor the online activity of their employees without causing any productivity issues. Thank you very much for attending this presentation. I hope I was able to deliver a clear and precise message in making the district management decision in order to monitoring online activities of their employees. Thank you very much and have a great day.